Hey everyone, Espionage here. Today we're going to be opening up LEGO Idea Set 21338, the A-frame cabin. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so it looks like a total of 15 parts. And let's open up the manual. No real stickers. This is nice. They are white. The cover up inside is still the dark style. Fan designer. Alright, so let me take a step back. This is everything. Once again, A-frame cabin, we got 15 parts, with some of the bags having, 2 bags, some having 1 for the parts, and then we got 2 manuals. I don't see any stickers in here, so I think that's a good thing. Maybe there aren't. It doesn't seem like there are any in the set, probably just from the box cover. But alright, let's get started with the build. Alright, let's look at the features and start with the minifigures for this set. First off is our backpacker. And here is his second face. Very happy. Guess being on vacation. Here is our second minifigure. And like the first character, she also has a second face that is very happy as well. Our third minifigure has our photographer. So her default face is happy. And her second face, I think this is a little less happy. Maybe the camera might be too heavy carrying this monster around. Finally, we have our fourth guy. I think in the pictures he is on the kayak, so he is kind of happy already. And then his second face is the only one that is not happy. He looks a little bit afraid. Maybe he is without a life jacket on the canoe, getting a little worried with it rocking. But yeah, that is the last of our 4 minifigures. So now let's explore the actual cabin itself. Well, actually, let's look at some of the exteriors too. So the set comes with a kayak, with 2 oars, 2 life jackets. and a guitar. I mean, the guitar can be anywhere, but looks like on our set, someone's playing with it in the kayak. All right, so when looking at the cabin, so it has some foliage on the outside. These items, they can come off. They're not like snapping like Technic. They are Technic pieces, but they're not snapping like modulars, right? But you can pull them off. And so what we have here is the left side foliage with some logs and some tools. The right side you can slide off as well. Much larger trees. And we have an otter down here. And it looks like there's a stream here too. Clear water. And so I believe the reason why the foliage you can pull in and out is because you want to be able to get to the cabin, right? So the A-frame cabin, right, it has these big roof sidings. So if you actually want to use it or open it up, you gotta take these off so that way you can get to the cabin. So let's do that. All right, so let's explore the cabin. So the way the cabin works is we open up the panels. 1, 2. And we can also lift the top, so it's kind of like a modular. So the roof or the second floor comes off, and we can explore the main floor. So here is the front, right? We have a cute squirrel, some butterflies, which I believe are kind of new, and inside there's a lot going on too. I don't know if it's going to be easy to see, but if we start over here in this area, it's a kitchen, right, with a sink, milk stove. There's also a furnace. And then as we turn it around here, you can also see a little typewriter, a little desk, working light. So, you know, if you want to write up a story while you're in your log cabin in the woods, you can. And then finally, the second area here seems to be just an area to relax with a couple of sofas or couches, armchairs, and a record player, and some neat rocks. And then out front, we have a chair, a porch chair with it's funny that these like little whips are the wheels, or the sidings of the chair. You got a little lantern, and if you want a fried egg pan. Then the back, I believe this is toilet paper, but it's kind of funny that it was, it's a car door too, but it works as toilet paper. Or maybe it's a paper towel roll. It's something on a roll. All right, now let's take a look from the top if we can see as well. From the top, we see there's like a little Lego sign, like sort of like a welcome mat there. And then I have a little panel here too. All right, now, so if we go up the stairs, we go up these stairs here, we'll go up to the second floor. And the second floor is, of course, smaller than the first floor, right? Because it's an A-frame, so there's really only room for one little loft/bedroom. Has a big bed here, a lot going on, right? Little nightstand. We got a little painting up here, hanging above the bed, candle. And then on the opposite side, got a trophy. This looks like a little birdhouse. Books, skate, and we have a spider. Spider's hiding up here in the top. All right, so then when we close this off, then we can put on the sidings, right, the roof sidings. slide it in, close it like this, 1 and 2. Oop, 1 and 2. All right, and so I guess the interesting thing about the siding is like maybe you might want to just open one side and you look at it, so it's like, oh, I'm just gonna open one side and explore like this, so you can kind of get to see. It's a little dark, right? Because there's no light coming in on the back, but you get a chance to sort of look at it. Then if you decide, oh well, actually, I want to do the other side, so you have the opportunity to sort of play with which side you want to open and just interact with. So that's kind of nice. Close this off, and now let's take a look at the back by when it's fully built. So it does have the furnace has the chimney coming up here, the exhaust, and that looks like it for our features. So we can put it back together. So turn it around, slide the left section in, then slide the right section in. All right, so that is what the A-frame cabin features are all about. All right, so let's start with some of the things that I liked about this set. First off is just the overall feel, right? You know that you're buying an A-frame cabin. It's kind of a place people go on vacation and forget about the world, right? And this is really that, right? I mean, just the whole build, the feel. When you're building, you really feel like you're there, right? And I guess that's probably true of many sets, but just a lot of details that make you really feel like you're in this log cabin away from the world. Just these exterior trees, you know, they're nice. Animals, things like that. And then just even inside, right? I mean, inside the cabin, there's a lot of interesting things that really make you feel that way, that you are in a log cabin, an A-frame cabin. So that is my number one that I thought was really good. Number two, really just a lot of the details in the build, right? The build is fun, especially if you're like a Lego fan. I mean, some of the stuff here, let me point it out. This is funny, right? I mean, this rock structure, they're all hammers, right? So the Thor hammers or whatever, you see them here being used as stone, right? Here, it's funny that, like, I don't know if the timing's right, but there's a typewriter in here, right? I mean, you know, there's a Lego Set Ideas typewriter out now too. So it's like if you bought that, then it's kind of nice to see that connection here. We haven't usually seen like a flintlock pistol as a, sink, the sink faucet. So that's kind of funny too, right? And then all sorts of like other things that you can just have fun as you're doing the build because of all these unique details or that just make you smile when you're building the set. Again, debate is whether this is toilet paper or paper towel roll. But yeah, just on the ground floor, you see a lot of interesting stuff. And finally, what I really thought was cool too about this is that there are no stickers in the set, right? I mean, like, let me just take this thing off here. So stuff like this, right? I mean, these are all printed tiles. So it's nice that, like, on the exterior, you don't see too much, but inside here, I mean, there's a few different things, right, where everything's sort of printed on this. The upside down, this Lego here, the Lego, I guess, is that a floor mat? Yeah, I mean, it's all printed. So this is a adult set where you open it up and you don't have to apply any stickers. So I did like that. All right, so let's talk about some of the things that I wasn't too fond of in this set. So we can even just take these parts off here. We'll go right to the roof siding. This is one of the things that I had some trouble with, or I didn't really enjoy, which is just the way the roofing works. If you take a look here, there are inclines all along here, and really just the bottom of this, you're supposed to just sort of get it into the incline and then just let it rest here, right? So you have inclines on both sides, you sort of do it here, and then you have to just let it rest. So this is in, right? But then if you notice, like, it's a little jiggly, it's not a full lock, which is okay, but even like when you try and put it in, sometimes if it doesn't catch, right, like you're trying to slide it in, it doesn't always catch, right? Let me see if I can just grab it. It's like try to wobble it and it just like comes off, right? It's not always intuitive to get it on. Like I'm missing a few times, kind of on purpose, but just to sort of understand that the mechanic is not super easy. Like it doesn't catch as easily as you would think. You have to put a little bit of care into it. So I don't know. One of the things that I thought about, like maybe, if you could have modded it, you could have used something like hinges or something, where it basically sort of like they're mounted at the bottom. They just open up like this, and they just stay this way. I mean, I don't know if it's too Star Wars-esque, but like if I installed like hinges here, and then you can just open up and they stay. Or maybe there could have been some additional like horizontal parts coming in like this that can just slide in and hook in easier, so it's catching in multiple places rather than at the bottom. So yeah, but you get used to it though, I think, over time, how to work it, but it can be a little jarring at first as you try to figure out how to put on and take off the roof sidings. Second thing that I think could have been improved, or maybe not, right, depending on who you ask, since I'm not quite a designer, a Lego designer, but I really thought that there was some great detail here, like in the kitchen area and stuff. And the issue with the A-frame, right, is that it's coming inward, so you have less room on top than on the bottom, right? So this whole square here, this is actually making it very difficult to sort of see like what's going on here, right? Because like in a normal modular set, right, everything is more sort of vertical, so you don't have rooms that are like the larger on the bottom than on the top. So I miss being able to like see all the detail in here. I have to really get in on the side here. Like I would have thought that this whole square here, this could have just been mounted sort of on the bottom of this floor, and you could have just pulled it up and let it come in. Like the square just comes in and rests in there, so that way you're not obstructing the view of anything on the bottom floor, right? Because the best you can see is when you're building it, but then once it's built, it's tough to really get to. So I would have appreciated if this whole thing was actually doable. Like, and you can probably mod your own and do that, right? But then you could have made like a little slot for it to like slide and drop back in, and then you wouldn't have this whole section visibility blocked off. Other than that, I don't think that I had anything else that I thought was bad about the set. Alright, so let's go with my final score. I give this set an 8.5 out of 10. I think it does a really good job transporting you away, going on vacation in an A-frame cabin. A lot of fun to build. Very nice to look at when it's done. The only issues that I had, holding it back are the roofing mechanism, right? It's kind of tough to get on and off until you learn it, which, I mean, how often are people going to open and close the roofs, right? But once you learn that, it's all right. And then, the inability to really appreciate the bottom floor with the frame, that square frame blocking part of it could have been improved, I think. Other than that, this is a set that is apparently, or being rumored to retire now in 2024. So is it worth looking into? I think so. I mean, if you have a nice, modular city setup or something, you have maybe a lake or some area, a nature area, this would go perfect there, right? It's sort of like a mini modular in that it's got 2 floors and you can take off the top floor, right? And so it does have some semblance of one, albeit a bit smaller of a set. But yeah, if you have any interest in it, better check it out, because apparently the rumor has it that Lego has moved it up to a 2024 retirement date instead of 2025. All right, I think that's it for today's review. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.